game's got me messed up. This game's got me messed up. I'll say that much. Just checking real quick. Okay. Um, what up, Suns fans? The Suns get their sixth win straight to start the season. Final score 115 to 112 against the Miami Heat. We will be all talking about it and more in just a few seconds here.
Kevin Durant delivers. Gorgeous move for Bradley Beal.
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
Devin Booker with the clutch three.
Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Where do I start with this one? Suns win sixth straight win to start the year. Other than that Lakers game, second game of the season, the Suns are hot. And speaking of Heat, the Suns they beat out the Heat, outlast the Heat, whatever. They struggle against the Heat, and we come out with another win, and it's amazing. This team has just keeps surprising me. This year's Phoenix Suns, weird comparison, but the Phoenix Suns this year are on a different wavelength. And what I kind of mean by that, what I'm getting at there, is just the highs and lows of this season is crazy. They're like way more kind of closer. Uh, it's a strange comparison, but last year we didn't know what the Suns were going to be going into every game. It was at a certain point during the season, it was just kind of a toss up if the Suns were going to be good and dominate, or just come out and completely blow another fourth quarter down the drain. It was a nightmare last season. Okay. A good example of this, we lost to Spurs last year. Um, we lost the season series against the Spurs, which should never happen, even though they have Wembenyama, even though he was out for a game, one of those games, and we still lost. Um, and then right after, next game, beat the Denver Nuggets. This team is a little more cohesive, so while the wavelength last season was kind of like stretched out a little more between game, this year it's just different quarters. What Suns are you going to get each quarter? And I very much like that, because now that gives enough room for the Suns to be able to come back in these games and just fight back. I don't know why. I've come on to the show multiple times, and I've said multiple times I trust this Suns team this year. I trust them with their ability to fight back. But they got me really hoping here in the third quarter, which is funny because the third quarter was actually like our massive turning point. Um, so the Heat, tough, tough matchup. I did not know before going into this game they were fifth in 3-point shooting, so that was a new challenge this this game that I didn't think we were gonna overcome, but we did. The Suns got 43 shots up, 41%, 41.9% according to the stat sheet. It didn't feel like it. Definitely in that third quarter, whew, things got rough in that third quarter. We'll be getting more into individual, just kind of performances in a bit here, but you know, the fact that Miami is a 3-point shooting team and we beat them in their own game just really goes to show another aspect to this team, that we could just jack up 43s, still come out with the win. And, I really think we're sticking to what Coach Bud has been wanting to, what he's been saying, what he wants to have this team at. He's said multiple times in post game interviews or pre game interviews, whatever interview he's basically in. He wants this team to be versatile. both defensively, offensively. So we're really starting to see the Suns become this traversal, like versatile team that we're just able to get up all these threes, but also lock down defensively. Now, defensively might be a stretch because I mean the Heat still got 13 threes up. They were dominating uh the 3 point margin at like the end of the third quarter. But man, this team's ability to fight back is just amazing. I truly say with all my heart that in that third I questioned the Suns, but we never questioned the Suns here because we get games like this where the Suns come out on top. Okay, there is a lot to dive into this game. Okay, and I'm talking individual plays, and I'm kind of holding myself back here because oh, oh my god, oh my god, we did it. We're here. We're here. I wish we could have this Nurk every night. Can we all just hope, just pray that this is the new Nurk we'll be getting? Oh my God, Nurkic, have yourself a night, my friend. Have a night. If you didn't catch the game tonight and are watching this after, um, Nurkic famously said during the offseason he was working on 3 point shots, becoming a 3 point menace, he says. So far, through 8 games, hasn't lived up to that. But oh boy, he might have a point there because he worked on something. I'm I'm gonna go silent because I would like to show y'all this clip. Okay, I don't know if I could. It's a little blurry. It's a little blurry. Um, but that I actually screamed. That is crazy. Nurk hitting that logo corner shot. That is crazy. I'm sorry, Nurkic. I will never complain about Nurkic again. I will never talk crap about Nurkic because I will remind myself about this moment and how I felt in that moment. Oh my God, Nurk, have yourself a night. That's amazing. That's amazing. Stepping back like Curry like that. What? What? I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but I'll say it. I'll say it. I'll say it. I'll say it. 3 of 3 from 3 point line. He started. What's really funny is that before this game, I saw a tweet that was saying, um, let me go into my notes real quick. Nurk was 4 of 19 this season on attempted threes and made threes. So he's only made 4 before this game. He only made 4, and he shot from 19. This night he went 3 of 3. And he is quoted here saying, I wish I was not having setbacks, but I am going to keep shooting more open shots and good threes. Sometimes I will shoot more, sometimes less, but as long as I have opening, as long as I'm sorry, my bad. As I as I'm open having those looks, I'm going to definitely take him. Now he's not wrong at this point because all those 19 shots that he has taken from 3, I would argue that they were good looking shots. If those shots were for Ryan Dunn or if it was for KD, definite knockdowns. But, Nurkic not the greatest. He's more league average in 3 point shooting. Then we have nights like this where he's 3 of 3. All of those were open. Yeah, you probably barely saw it in that blurry clip as my camera didn't focus on it. but Nurk is wide open in all of his threes attempted tonight, and it's amazing. Nurk ended the night with 20 points and dominated on rebounds. And he had 2 turnovers. Definitely not the lowest on the team, but definitely a lot less than most of his other nights, where he's gotten like an upwards of like 4, 3 turnovers a game. Nurk was simply dominating tonight, and it's a crime that he's only a +5 for tonight because I would have absolutely given him like a +15 on tonight. I literally felt that every time Nurk was on the court tonight, he dominated. He was amazing, absolutely amazing. He just completed his role tonight. This is his role, to take the threes that, he's given. He says they give him the green light to take those threes. They want him to take these threes. They're all open shots, wide outs in a field. All right. So, I mean, if Nurk's going to keep hitting them, please do. I've gone on record multiple times saying that every time Nurk takes one, I cringe. I literally said it last episode that I cringe when Nurk takes a three. But tonight, he amazed me. Oh my god! Enough said. Enough said about Nurk. Also 2 blocks, so that counters the turnover business. Just amazing. And if you're still a little mad, because I'm a little bit of a Nurk defender, I think I haven't outright come and say it over the last 2 games, but I think it's this now. It's a safe space to come out as a Nurk sympathizer. You know, he just dominated. He completed his role to perfection, and we talked about that role on this team about being a rebounder and being a screener and passer because Nurk does have some nice passes, but he just sometimes makes boneheaded plays. This night, not that many boneheaded plays. I mean, there was a little bit of boneheadedness because Nurk did end the night with 4 fouls. So some of those fouls were attributed to Nurk. But I actually am going to give him the benefit of the doubt on those fouls. As the refs, oh boy, we'll get to the refs. I'll get to the refs. But I don't give Nurk that much flack for those 4 fouls because the refs were a little shaky tonight. I mean, the refs are shaky every night. Okay, there hasn't been a night where I felt like the refs uh, played it fair on every call a night. I mean, it kind of is impossible for them to make a right call on every play. Um, but I feel like it's an equal bad unless you're facing the Lakers. Then that's really bad. Refs are really tough on that. But it, I've said all I wanted to say on Nurk. He's amazing. He's been absolutely amazing. Um, wow, wow, completed his role. Dominated Bam Adebayo, by the way. Okay, if there's still anyone out there's hating Nurk, he dominated Bam Adebayo, and I can say that with confidence because Bam Adebayo had 12 points tonight, was 5 of 21. He only took 1 3, but you don't kind of expect Bam to be taking threes. I mean, he can take threes, but tonight was not his night as he only took one. He didn't make it. He got to the line twice and knocked down those twice. 12 rebounds. Nurk had 18. Mike dropped. The debate is settled. Basically, if you want a comparison tonight, Nurkic became Jokic. We had a poor man's Jokic tonight. And I swear, that where he actually takes that shot, where he takes that shot from three. See if come on, come on, get into focus. What? Where's the focus on this thing? Uh, he's like right about here, I think. Yeah, he's out there. That is Jokic territory. I'm pretty sure that's like where Jokic was, where he hit his game winner against the Warriors. I'm pretty sure that's about the same distance. It might be a little farther for Jokic, but that's the same distance. That's crazy. We have Jokic on this team now. We're going to the finals. We're going to the finals. We have Jokic. We built our own Jokic. Um, it's just that's enough about Jokic, or not Jokic. What? That's enough about yeah. You know what? Yeah. Compare him to Jokic. That's enough about Jokic tonight. MVP season for for Nurkic. Speaking of rewards here, um, or I don't know why I put an R before that, but talking about awards here, are we not going to talk about KD being on the clutchest player of the year? I'm not as a self admitted basketball fan. I haven't been paying attention to much of the league outside when they face the Suns, or if there's just like a clip, if there's like a crazy highlight, then I'll maybe see it. So I haven't seen much from other teams other than highlights. Um, but is Kevin Durant just not gonna be? I feel like he's making a good. Uh, he's definitely making a run here, a case for himself to win clutchest player of the year tonight. Not tonight, but just in general. This man has been crazy. I'm wearing the KD jersey again tonight because KD is freaking KD. 13 of 29 of 23, sorry. 13 of 23 from the field. 4 of 11 from 3. Uh he really took a lot of threes tonight. And ended the night with a 32 piece. He had 6 turnovers. Pretty rough. But man, KD, he was great in the first 3 quarters. But once we get to the fourth, KD becomes another monster. I don't know what it is. He had a clutch block. He had clutch threes. He was 4 of 11 this whole game. That's not amazing shooting numbers, but I'm pretty sure 2 of those made threes came from the fourth. This guy's amazing. And just even down the stretch when the Suns barely had a one possession lead, KD kept going. They kept giving the ball, which they had Tyson facilitate, by the way. They had him handling the ball, and then kind of having KD come off ball, which I really liked. Um, coming off the pass and KD just getting into spot, getting the mismatch and swishing buckets, clutch. All right, enough said. Let's get it. Let's have KD get the most clutchest player of the year reward. I haven't seen much other highlights other than KD, I will admit, but KD is having himself a year as the most clutch player. He's hit several clutch buckets just in the last couple of games, man. Clutch tonight. He had the game sealer in in the game against Philadelphia. He had a game where he drilled one, sending the game into overtime in our season opener. Like KD's just playing at another level, dude. He's amazing. It's amazing. Durantula. Durantula. um It's just amazing. It, it's literally gotten to the point where I've noted this. I've noticed this from last year. Even when the Suns were still really bad, the games where they had like a pretty close game and it was coming down to the numbers, most notably those Sacramento Kings games. Um, KD, whenever he goes into the free throw line at clutch time, I'm talking fourth quarter, maybe 5 minutes, some in the range of 5 minutes being left on the clock. If KD goes into the free throw line during those last 5 minutes of the game, he is not missing from that free throw line. It's strange. It's strange. He's gone to the free throw line in the first, in the third, in the second quarters. I don't know why I said it in that order. He's gone to the line in those quarters and he misses. He becomes human and he misses those free throws. But something about the fourth man, he gets to that line and he swishes them. I would actually, and I'm saying this with full confidence here, I'll probably clickbait this. But I would actually bet my life on KD hitting clutch free throws. That is how sure I am about KD being clutch. He just hits those. I feel fully confident. I mean, sure, you could say that about any NBA player. Probably not Paul George. Um, but just wow. Games in the clutch, give it to KD. And we have. And that's why we're on the 6 game winning streak. Um, Tyus, Tyus, we touched on him a little while I was going on those 2 rants. Just, I mean, another kind of iffy game. He had a 3 pointer, 1 of 3, 2 of 7. I mean, we don't need him to be a scorer, so it's fine. So he had 8 assists. He had 1 turnover though. Um, I mean, the Heat defense really pretty crazy. They can, their length was messing us up all night. Holy crap! If I could pull up the stats here, yeah, the Heat had 12 steals on us. We had 20 turnovers, by the way. 16 turnovers. My bad. My bad. My bad. We had 16 turnovers, and they had 12 steals. Did I say that right? 12 steals? Yeah, 12 steals. They were just jamming up everything in that first half. That was messy. Absolute mess when the Suns were just trying to gain any advantage to at least just gain a lead. The first half really messy, but the second half, that's where it begins, dude. The second half has been so fun. It's been just kind of have fun in the first, whatever game in the second half. We haven't really had a second half where we failed, other than the Laker game. I would say the Laker game as well. I mean, we've had bad quarters in the second half, but we usually walk out in doing good in one of those quarters. Like the Clippers or Trailblazers games, we had amazing third quarters, but the fourth quarter just not go our way. Still amazing halves and amazing, it really just plays true to the saying of like it's not how you start the game, it's not how you start, it's about how you finish. And that's basically the Suns right now. Cause whatever, we don't dominate them in the first half, but we have always come back. And it's amazing. It's amazing to see this team continue to amaze and impress me. So Tyus Jones, nice. We got him what he came in and did what he was supposed to do. A great job. Bill also had a quiet night. Didn't see much of Bill tonight, other than a freaking block. Holy crap! Uh, I don't know who he blocked tonight. Um, I do not have. I don't remember who it was, but Bill just impressing us with like amazing defense. Bill has been a pretty good defender. He really learned his lesson against that Steph Curry 3 last season because Beal, pretty good just perimeter defender. I like what he does out there. Sometimes he fails, but I feel like he's a really solid defender out there, you know? And we didn't need him that much scoring tonight. He was 3 and 9 from the field, and he hit one of four threes. One of those threes were during the most clutch moments of the fourth quarter. Again, here we are. Suns just being clutch again. It's this team's really different when it really matters. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, sure it's embarrassing when stuff really matters and then it doesn't come out how you imagine it to be. But then they lock in when it really matters. Okay, this team's different. Okay, like what I said to begin this, different wavelengths. You know, different highs and lows in the quarters. You know, I, I'm I don't know why I equated to that, but Beal, pretty good nights. Two blocks, one block. My bad, one block. I just read that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I need to get my eyes checked. Oh, okay. No, he does have two blocks. He does have two blocks. I have read that correctly the first time. Uh, two blocks, two steals. Amazing. Great. Booker. Now, there's a reason I'm not wearing a Booker shirt tonight, is because this man, whoo, was he stinking up that court the first half. You don't really like, I don't really like to hate on Book that much because he's the franchise cornerstone. But you know, definitely tonight he needs to hear some of this criticism every now and then just to keep his head screwed on tight. Okay, 9 of 17, 2 of 7 from three. What are you doing, Book? Out there, be a role player or be a star. Tonight was not his star caliber shooting night, as he once again just decided to fill the cracks of what this team needs. Once again, still stuck in Paris. He ended with 22 nights somehow. I don't know how he got that 22 points. Um, but I would say definitely during that third quarter, Devon Booger came out. Apparently, they subbed in Devon Booger for Devin Booker because I don't know where Book went in that third. He just straight up disappeared, like turning over the ball, bad defense, and all of that. And he was short on his shots. And he was getting beat out by freaking Tyler Hero, which Tyler Hero can score, by the way. Um, Stepping back, being a basketball pure fan here, Tyler Hero was hitting some of those shots tonight. Again, with this whole basketball thing. Like Tyrese had some crazy shots last game. And Tyler Hero did the same today. Tyler Hero, if you're curious, by the way, ended the night with 28 points and was 5 of 9 from three. So, guy can score. I actually did not know this is how Miami worked. I would have preferred, I would have assumed that, you know, Jimmy Butler would be most of the scoring because he is the star face on the team. But Tyler Hero is the one actually scoring everything, every game. So interesting situation. Interesting situation. I don't care. Not our problem. Not our problem. As uh, we get the wins. We get these wins. We're still undefeated at home, by the way. Amazing. That home court advantage is going to be really interesting during these playoffs. It's too soon to be talking about the playoffs. We're in game 8. Um, but I am curious to see how the rest of the season goes, just in general. And another amazing night from Royce O'Neal, just being another energy off the bench, 2 of 4, 6 points. He just does it. You know how Book, like during the Olympics. He had that tweet is like, "I'll do it." That's Royce O'Neal. I'll do it. He just does everything, man. It's amazing. Filling up the stat sheet as always. 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Amazing. Grayson Allen also joining him. Grayson Allen chucked up 9 threes, and he was 3 and 9. So, yep, this is the Grayson Allen. He's back. He's definitely back. I definitely remember Grayson Allen having a couple of these games last season, but I'm now glad that we don't have to rely on Grayson Allen to have a good night. That just really goes again to show how different this team is from last year. The depth on this team that we're just Book can have a bad night. One of our bench players could have a bad night, and we still come out with a win. Ideally, you want everyone clicking, but it's nice. It's nice for some teams to get a break. A little room for error. But they're professionals. They should come to every game prepared, at least. So work on those threes, Grayson. They weren't falling for you tonight. Plumlee also had solid minutes. I felt because Nurk usually has the kind of middle, like, kind of Middleton game here. Um, and then that Plumlee would get sub in, and he would look a little better compared to Nurk at least. But tonight, since Nurk was doing so well, I felt like Plumlee still was doing bad. Like there was a certain stretch of time where he was like, where I was like, sub in Nurk. He's not Plumlee's not getting it. But I mean, Plumlee, he turned it around, and he had a serviceable night. He he pulled a shack. Plumlee pulled a shack in what was it? Yeah. Okay, so Plumlee pulled a shack kind of thing in the fourth quarter where he's hustling, tries to get the ball, but the ball goes out of bounds and into the court side, and Plumlee still chasing after the ball, just leaps into the crowd. You know, pulling a little shack there, a little shack special. So, I mean, appreciate the effort. Both of our centers hustled tonight. So, just amazing. I'm glad Plumlee. Glad we have Plumlee. 100 times better than Eubanks. Ugh. I shudder at the name. And also, Ryan Dunn. We could talk about Ryan Dunn again. It's safe. We have weathered the storm. Ryan Dunn is back. 2 of 2 from 3. Hit some crazy threes. One of those threes off of an insane Beal pass. And, talked about it last game. I was a little worried. I overreact on these type of things that Ryan Dunn had not hit a 3 in a while, and now, well, I'm happy. I'm glad he still has his shots. But maybe this goes back to what I said last episode, as maybe Ryan Dunn and Grayson Allen are linked. What I mean by this is because last game, Grayson Allen went off from 3. Ryan Dunn had a bad 3 last game. So, are we in like a scenario where Ryan Dunn and Grayson Allen can't both have a good shooting night? Just one of them always has to be on. I don't know. That is a developing story as for later. So, yeah, amazing performance from the Suns. Once again, we win the fourth, complete opposite of last year, by the way. It's either a good third quarter or it's a fourth quarter. Either way, we win these second halves. Amazing. Fight back and bite back from the Phoenix Suns. That ends. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, what else can you say? Okay, so that's pretty much all I have to say here. We Suns are currently on this, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. We're doing this kind of hip hop schedule here, and well, it continues as our homestand has now ended. We will be heading to Dallas, which will be an interesting game. Quick checkup on predictions. I predicted the Suns would win this game, and well, would you look at that? 6 game winning streak. Interesting. I also predict that that will win the Mavs game next time. I haven't seen much of the Mavs recently. They dominated the Chicago Bulls tonight. Um, so another interesting game. Another interesting game. I'm very much excited for it. Just taking another look around the league. The Thunder finally lost. Holy crap! Oh my god! Holy crap! This is big news. Big news. Holy crap! Thunder lost. They lost to the Nuggets at their home. Yeah. Wow. Final score 101 124 to 122. Oh, game winner? Game winner? I'm not seeing any game winners. Okay, that's huge. That's so big because now the Thunder are 7-1. The Suns are now 7-1. And speaking of 7-1 victory, the Warriors beat the Celtics on the road, and they are 7-1. I'm losing my freaking mind here. Why can why can franchises never fade? You know, 1 year it's like, oh great, you went, you were at the play-ins. You're on the edge of fading into history, into a full-on rebuild. But nope, nope. They just had to resurrect the Splash Bros real quick as the Warriors beat the Celtics 118 to 112. Holy crap. That's amazing. So I believe that gives us a three-way tie in the West for first, second, and third seed, which is actually what it was last year, um, with the Thunder, Timberwolves, and Nuggets. So very interesting to see how this is developing. Suns, we're on top. We're almost on top. The Suns will actually be facing the Thunder in a while here, in just a second. In I say just a second. In the next 5 games. So that's gonna be a very interesting game. A very crucial game. I believe that's our first play-in tournament, or I think it's at Utah. It might be at Utah. Uh, I, okay, wait. I think the OKC game is playing, and so is Utah. So playing game is going to be playing tournament. Sorry, playing tournament this year is going to be interesting. Um, should we raise a banner if we win the playing tournament? I swear that playing game against the Lakers still still angers me after a year. It's been a year, and oh, nightmares, absolute nightmares. Um, but whoa, big news, big news, big news, big news. Lakers lose to the Grizzlies. Joe Jackson Jr., top performer. That's amazing for my fantasy team. That's awesome. That's so sick. I can't check on my fantasy team right now. But Lakers 4-0 start and then immediately losing. 4-0 start. Here, let me take a quick little peek. 3-0 start lost two, won a game, and then lost two. I heard they were without Davis this game though, so had to happen at some point. Tough break for the Lakers. They had such a good start at the team. Oh wait! Before we end tonight, uh, just refresh the standings. Suns are the first seed. So, well, that Warriors game, the Warriors series is going to be really interesting. The two games we probably face against the Thunder are going to be really interesting. And Cavaliers remain undefeated. They are 9-0. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Okay, I've gone on long enough. I keep trying to get these episodes short, but I keep on yapping. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Have a good night, everyone. Suns win six in a row. Let's make it seven on Friday. Let's make it seven on Friday. Show those Mavs who the real Western Conference champion is this year. And, well, we'll see you later then. Um, there will be a edited short version of this video that we're experimenting on this channel. So like I've gone on yapping for 40 minutes. I'm sure no one wants to watch this whole thing. So we're testing out like shorter 10 to 15-minute videos. So that will be out tomorrow. So more contents, I guess. um, but if you haven't already, please subscribe, please like, and leave your comments on what you think on the Suns' hot start to the season. And if the Suns are truly a championship contender this year. All right, here we go. That's all I have to say. Good night, boys, and sleep well.